This is going to be a beginner dungeon guide for Forbidden Woods in Wind Waker Randomizer. Before getting into the guide though, I'm going to give a small disclaimer. This will not be the most optimal route through Forbidden Woods. Instead, it is a route that I personally believe is great for beginners looking to start playing or racing Wind Waker Randomizer. This route will avoid some of the more difficult tricks in the game and is key agnostic, meaning it does not matter where your keys are located within Forbidden Woods, this route will still work. This route will be a good starting point to start learning and practicing Forbidden Woods that you can later improve upon as you learn more difficult tricks, riskier strategies, or even more restrictions on items. With that being said, let's take a look at what items you will need for this Forbidden Woods route. Our required items for this route will be the Deku Leaf and the Boomerang. While not required for this route, the grappling hook, bombs, fire and ice arrows, and hookshot are all nice to have for either traversing Forbidden Woods or removing obstacles blocking your path. Now, this is a randomizer. When playing Seeds, it's possible some of the items required for this route will be inside or even locked behind chests in Forbidden Woods. For this route, those items are these. The Deku Leaf is required to enter the dungeon, and logically the grappling hook is as well, but nothing is strictly forcing any of the other items to be given to you before entering Forbidden Woods. It's still very valuable to learn and practice this route, but I wanted to acknowledge that you may not always have your ideal loadout when playing full Seeds or participating in races. And with that, let's head on in to Forbidden Woods. Now, many people like Forbidden Woods because it is a relatively fast dungeon. So we're going to start out here in the first room. We're just going to pull our boomerang, aim it at the eye, and immediately throw it. We can then run up, peek this chest. If this chest was nothing, you could, after peeking it, go straight to the door. If it is something, like it happens to be here, we can just open it and get that chest, and then head to the door. Now, for this second room in Forbidden Woods, first things first, what you can do, just walk on up, go into first person, and you can see the chest from here. You can peek it. If it's nothing, you can just go through the room forward without ever dropping down. If it is something, I'll show you what to do in a moment. But say you get this scenario where the chest is wooden, you can then just jump into this bulb and climb the room either normally by going to that bulb and then that bulb, or if you can leaf pump, which is a good trick to learn, you pull your leaf, do a few leaf pumps, I usually do about 3, and then you can grab that ledge, go into that bulb, and boom, you're right up here at the door. If you want to check the top of the room, it's over there. You can just bulb, top of the room. Or let's say you had to go down, right? You peeked it was a spiky chest, or it was a key, and you might want the key. We're going to come up here, or down here rather, break the eye. Once we roll off, we're going to pull out the Wind Waker to grab storage. It takes you a couple tries, that's fine. There we go. Let's say it takes you a few more tries and those chews really start to get out here and mess with you. You can always just move over to this side and get storage over here. That's totally fine, but we're going to come store this chest. And then over here, you see this patch of grass. We can run up the wall right next to it to make our way back to the starting door. We're going to jump into this bulb, but instead of going forward because we have chest storage, we're going to jump into this bulb facing the door, the opening door, entrance door. And at the top of our jump, we're going to pull out our leaf and walk towards the wall, like on the tree. Now, here on this darker bit of tree, the tree, like in general, kind of angles, but the easiest way to see it is that darker line on the tree right next to my character. Once it turns there, we're going to stop running up the tree. We're going to hold L, side hop left and pull the leaf so we can get to the other side and walk up here. It's important to do that, otherwise you will fall through. If you fall through, it's not a big deal. Just go back into the bulb to fly back up and try again. But on this side, we can walk up. Once we get up here, we just kind of run off to the side, pull the leaf to get down, and boom, we have climbed to the top of the room. Now, I have stored inside Hollow Tree's mouth. I have not received the item. I'm not going to mark it off yet because I don't have the item. I have stored it. If I were to save warp right now, I would delete whatever was inside Hollow Tree's mouth from my save file, which I don't want to do. Therefore, I'm not going to mark it off the tracker on screen because we're not totally safe with whatever was in that chest yet. Now, if you don't have dungeon secrets on, like Mini Blinn Season 3 would, you can now go from here straight to the door. If you do have dungeon secrets on, or you just want to know where they are, we're going to hop into this Bako Baba bulb, and we're going to head over to this upper little alcove, and in this pot up here would be our first dungeon secret of Forbidden Woods. But now that we're done with this room, we can head on in. Break the eye. If you ever need it, the cross-dungeon warp pot is right there next to that bomb flower. We're going to head into this room. Now, in this room, what we're going to do, instead of blowing this platform across with the leaf here, we're instead just going to jump and grab the ledge. Now, to make your life easier, once you jump and pull out the leaf, tilt your camera down to make it easier to see when to let go of the leaf to grab the ledge. If you have your camera right behind you, it's a lot harder to see, but if you jump and tilt your camera down, you get a much better idea of how close you really are to it. And then boom, you skip having to move it across the room a couple times. Now, if you have the boomerang, go ahead and do yourself a favor and just kill that Bako Baba from down here. Now, we are going to grab storage. With that storage, we're going to come into this Bako Baba bulb and hop into the hole in the tree to open its chest. We're going to turn an L target. I've actually targeted the P hat. That's fine. We're just going to side hop to the left and make our way onto the side of the tree to climb on up, skipping the kind of longer path to the other side. Now, this next room, if you're familiar with the game, like kind of vanilla, you might think, don't you need the grappling hook to get through here? But I listed the grappling hook as optional. I'll show you one way to get through here with the grappling hook and one way without. Now, another important thing to notice, this patch of grass right here is a guaranteed magic drop. So if you're in here and you're thinking, I think I want a little bit of magic, boom, guaranteed magic drop. Now, if you have the grappling hook, you can just walk right up here. You can't climb this ledge because we don't have, because we do have chest storage rather. You can't like jump / up it. So what do? Well, that's fine. You just pull out your grappling hook and you can hit it from down here. We're gonna go down here, jump onto the side of this like lighter piece of bark. Once we reach the top, we're going to jump off to the left and pull out the leaf. And then we can do a couple leaf pumps just to make it a little easier to land up here on top of the flower. From the top of the flower, we can blow the leaf and hit the leaves off of the warp pot. Boom. Amazing. Now, say you don't have the grappling hook. I listed it as optional. It is optional. Say you don't have the grappling hook. What we're going to do is we're going to jump off into this bulb. You don't need to pull the leaf, but it is a little bit safer too. With that bulb, we're going to take out our leaf going forward to this darker piece of bark outside the door. And we can just side hop off. If you come this way, you might as well destroy the eye. I'm not going to, but just know if you do, no reason not to destroy it now. Now we're going to take these like moving platforms all the way up here, and lo and behold, we are at that warp pot. You would blow off the leaves from it at this point, and then jump back over to the flower, and both paths got us to the same spot with or without grapple. Now, from here, we are going to skip the small key. The way we're going to do that is, let's do it a little bit easier. We're going to side hop and pull the leaf to keep a little bit of height, and head over to the kind of right side of this darker bark. Now we want to hug the right of the wall. If you go too far to the left, you will walk up into the floor, which will void you out, which we don't want to do. So you want to kind of stick to the right edge of this. Once you get up here, you can just side hop to the left and make your way up onto the platform, and we have skipped the small key. Now, from here, there are a few options. If you don't need this chest, right? Like in this case, it's wooden with chest type matches contents. We would know we don't need this chest. You can just continue on. If you know bomb push storage and you need this chest, you can void out by running into this chest, get bomb push storage, and continue on. If you don't know bomb push storage and need to continue on, or you don't have grapple but need this chest and things like that, I'll show you what you can do to get through. So, short things, if you don't need this chest, you can just continue on. If you do need this chest and no bomb push, you can bomb push. Otherwise, here's what you can do. And this will also skip the grappling hook, which is why it's important to know. We're going to cut down a bunch of these. You technically don't need to cut down any, but when you're, especially if you're starting out, make your life easier, cut them down, that way they can't knock you around. So, let's say we're going to skip this chest because we don't have grapple and we don't know bomb push, but we need to come back for it. We're going to go ahead and jump on top of it to get a little bit of height. Then we're going to jump off, pull our leaf. Because we had the extra height from the chest, it is very easy to make it up here. We don't need to do like any leaf pumps or anything. If you somehow don't make it enough height, that's fine. You can just go down to the lower door and climb the bulbs the way you would normally. But it's a little bit easier for yourself if you make it up here. So showing you that. In this room, what we're going to do is we are going to run forward. And we can climb the left side of this like bark. And we jump off at the top. And we can land up there to make the cycle, to climb the tall room, completely skipping the grappling hook. Which is why it's so good to go in there with chest storage. Which is, like I said, if you don't know how to do bomb push storage, and you need that chest, you can just continue on and we can come get it after the mini-boss. Now, mini-boss. Here, we've just got tall room before mini-boss. There are a few really fast ways to kill this mini-boss if you have the right items. Now, if you have any elemental arrows, so either fire, ice, or even lights, shooting the mini-boss with any elemental arrow will kill it in one hit. So fire arrow will kill it in one hit, ice arrow will kill it in one hit, light arrow will kill it in one hit. I would recommend light or ice in that case, because if you shoot it with a fire arrow, you get a little cutscene, and no one wants the time loss of the cutscene. Ice arrow and light arrow will skip that. If you don't have those, but you do have hook shot and skull hammer, another easy way to kill this mini boss is to come on in. Oh, we have to watch the cutscene of it spawning. But grab it with the hook shot, hit it with the hammer. Mini boss is dead. Now, if you already don't need to go back for past seeds hanging by vines, like let's say it was a chest you don't need, or you stored it with bomb push storage, which by the way, when we walked into the mini boss, we got both of our stored chests inside Hollow Tree's mouth and Hole in Tree. The loading zone gave us the items that we had stored, so boom, we got them. And if you had stored past seeds hanging by vines, you would have gotten it there too. But what you can always do is walking into the room even before you kill the boss. You can see that chest through the gate. If you don't need it, you could just save warp. But let's say you do need to go back for past seeds hanging by vines. After you open the chest, if you don't need it, you don't need to open it, but you do still need to kill the boss. There's the mini boss. We're going to go ahead and switch back to the boomerang and the leaf. And open the door. We can go ahead and make our way back here. Now you can always just cut down vines and leaf your way back across. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have the hook shot, another neat little thing you can do is you can just hook shot this chest from over here, a little faster than taking the leaf, and then boom, past seeds hanging by vines. So even if you don't know bomb push storage, as long as you have like boomerang, there's a route here that lets you skip the grappling hook and come get this chest without using the small key. Very, very simple to do as long as you know it. And then, lo and behold, we are out here. Now, from here, if you go this way, you can just go ahead and knock the flower down. I'm going to save warp to demonstrate what you would do if you save warped out of the mini boss, right? If you come out that way, just shoot the flower down, jump down to where that eyeball is. If you save warped out of the mini boss, it'll put you at the start of the dungeon. You can just jump on over to the green warp pot. We opened the blue warp pot, what felt like so long ago, and now we're here. So something you can do from there is you can just knock down the flower already. No reason not to knock it down. You're already at the height you need to be. Again, if you walked out the other side without save warping, you would still knock the flower down just from that door. But now, we jump on down here. This is where that eyeball I said earlier, if you climbed up without grapple, you might as well destroy the eyeball. But if you did climb up with grapple, you'd destroy the eyeball now. So now we're going to go ahead and come on through. We have Morth Pit right here. I like to peek Morth Pit on my way past and keep going. Now, if you have like chest type matches contents, you can easily peek both of these chests from right here. Like we can see right maze chest is wooden, left maze chest is a key. Theoretically, you might not need either. You can just turn around and leave. But let's say you need, we'll say both, right? What do you do? Now, if you have your own bombs or fire ice arrows, you can break those with those. Otherwise, there's always this bomb flower you can use. You'll just want to throw it at that one. Actually, you'd probably, if you're using the bomb flower, you probably want to break this one first. It doesn't really matter, but small optimization. But either way, left maze. We're going to get that. It's actually the big key. So, instead of going all the way back through the room, something very easy you can do is if you just damage yourself here, using the invincibility, you can roll through that gap. It might take a couple tries to get it, but it's a fairly easy trick to do, right? You just kind of roll between the tree and the vine during your invincibility frames after getting hit, and then boom, you can come get in the right chest. Now, if you're playing a seed with dungeon secrets on, then we're going to go ahead and come into that that bulb and head on up here, which is our second dungeon secret, the pot on this tree right here. Some settings don't turn on dungeon secrets, some do. Always good to know where they are. So now we're going to go ahead and jump on down. Now you notice we peeked Morth Pit on our way in. That way we can know if we need it or not. If we need it, we can just come get Morth Pit on our way out. If I can open the chest. The shoes got to me, but then you can just come climb out. Kill any morths if they're bothering you. I'm going to go ahead and equip bombs to make my life a little bit easier, but from here, we now can just jump down. You don't have to do anything. You don't, like, get stunned or anything falling onto that leaf. It's fine. Now, in this room, I like to hug the right wall, jump, and pull my leaf. And if the P-hat comes to bother you, if you just press the leaf button, you will knock it away. Now for here, if you pull the bomb button and then hit the door immediately after, you'll pull a bomb over your head, and it times out really cleanly so that you can just throw that bomb down there and open the path. If you don't have bombs, you can always use fire arrows to open that, or in case you don't have any of that, knock down the red flower and use the bomb flower down there. But it lets you down here. Now, this next room is easiest if you have fire arrows or bombs. I will show you how to do it with boomerang. It might take me a couple tries because I'm not practiced. So we're going to try to be about the middle of the door like you normally would be. As soon as we walk in, we're going to pull out our boomerang, and there's kind of a like little tilt. We don't want to target the eyeball. That's the first thing. There's kind of a little tilt in the tree. We're going to aim right above that. That pea hat really screwed me. If you get screwed by the pea hats like I just did because you took too long to aim, that's fine. Just walk on out, reset the room. The pea hats will still be dead, but you'll be in the right position again. So we want to aim without targeting the eyeball around a little bit above that like little itty bitty like angle in that middle tree. So we're just going to throw the boomerang. Hopefully we were right. We were a little off. We didn't move, so we're still in the right position. You want to aim a little bit above that curve in the tree. I do not do this strategy very often, if you can't tell. I'm actually a little... Oh my goodness. This is why I don't do this strat very often. I'm bad at it. Oh my god, really? What? There we go. Like I said, I'm terrible at that strat. If you want to learn it, take the time to learn it. It takes some practice for sure. If you have bombs or fire arrows, you can always just come up here. From here, you can peek the chest to see what it is. If it's nothing, you can just leave. If it's something, you'd come through it. If you do the boomerang strat, you'd peek the chest during the cutscene. Otherwise, you'd walk up here. I'll equip fire arrows even though the eyeball's already dead. With fire arrows, you can just stand right here and shoot the eyeball and you'll be fine. With bombs, you'd want to place a bomb on top of the eyeball and then walk back out here so that the eyeball will open until the bomb explodes, and that would kill the eyeball. And then you can get locked in tree trunk. Now, if you are playing with tingle chests turned on, there's a tingle chest right over there. A lot of our recent tournaments in Wind Waker Rando have not had tingle chests turn on, but always good to know where they are. So now we're going to come back on out. From here, we can get the chest across the hanging red flower. Now, the most convenient ways through this room involve either leaf pumping all the way across or doing a bomb clip right here, where you pull the bomb, you're gonna backflip, grab the ledge, hit left, and you're out. If you do the bomb clip, you have to, I'll actually just show you, I'll do the bomb clip again. But if you're not comfortable in either of those, you can always knock down the flower and go across the like intended way. It's just a little bit slow. So either you can leaf pump across, which is, leaf pumping is relatively easy, but it's such a long leaf pump, it's really easy to drop it. So it'll take some practice. Or do the bomb clip like I just showed you. Hopefully I get it first try again. Nope. In fact, I let go of the bomb too early. If that happens, it's fine. Just head on over here, and you can climb the ladder. Another important note, there are a lot of magic drops in the grass on this side of the room. So if you're low on magic, don't have soup or anything to fill it, just break that grass, and there's a lot of magic available to you. Whoa! Oops. Well, the first bomb clip was pretty clean, but either way, if you learn the bomb clip, which is a relatively difficult trick for, you know, the rest of this dungeon, Whoa! Okay. Well, I guess we're doing leaf pumps, and we're very low. What I was going to say about the bomb clip before I just didn't pull out the leaf, there's kind of an invisible wall around there, so you want to go a little bit farther out to make sure you make it around the invisible wall. Now, I need to deal with the enemies here. I could just end the recording and try it again, but you know what? Whatever. Bomb clips are pretty advanced, not really meant for this, this guide, but I thought I would mention it either way. Now, from here, you can either hookshot this chest from down here. I'm a little bit far. You can hookshot the chest from down here. Or use the boomerang to open it the normal way. Hookshotting the chest is faster, but hey, whatever works, right? So then we'll just come open the big key chest. If you need it. If you don't need it, you can see it from the start of the room and just leave. Either way, we're now going to equip the boomerang and head on out. Save warp back to the start of the dungeon. Even if you open that gate with the boomerang, we're still going to head on back to the start of the dungeon by save warping. So we're once again going to jump into the green warp pot and head to the blue warp pot to jump on down to the end. We can pull our leaf to make sure we don't, get stunned on landing, break those 2 eyeballs, and make our way into Double Mothula Room. Now, Double Mothula Room, really, really easy. It's just 2 Mothulas. Just go ahead and kill both of them. It's gonna spawn a chest right here. You can run towards the door while the Mothulas are dying in hopes that this chest is nothing. In this case, with CTMC, it's a wooden chest. It is nothing. But here's the Double Mothula Room. Get that, and we're going to go ahead and head on in to Kalidemos. Now, there's a few ways to kill Kalidemos without boomerang. I will mention them, right? You can shoot it down with arrows. You can use fire arrows to hit it through the, just through its, shell at the start, but that's a little RNG dependent. You can kill it with bombs from below, but we're just going to do the normal boomerang strats since this guide expects you to have boomerang already. I just wanted to mention some of the other ways to kill the boss, even if that's not what we're going to show today. So we're just going to target, we actually hit all 5 targets there. It's a little unfortunate. Oh, we got knocked. We want to get a few on the side, on each side, to hopefully knock down more than the 5. We actually didn't get any there. This has been kind of an unlucky Kalidemos in that regard thus far. That's our last one. We're just going to jump on up, do a jump slash, and then some quick spins to kill it in 1 cycle. Kalidemos does not have much health. You can 1 cycle Kalidemos with just Hero Sword as long as you're getting a bunch of your quick spins consistent. But either way, that's the boss dead. With Master Sword, it's much easier to 1 cycle, but it is possible with Hero Sword. So we're going to do that. Instead of running all the way to the item, oh, my legs are so tired, you can always just take out your boomerang and grab the item that way. And then, boom, that is Forbidden Woods completed.